Hello, my wonderful BIAFRA brothers and sisters. Anywhere we're a day, I don't carry this waka. Come on. I just the land this morning, I beg you, make una forgive me, because I don't take some time to bring on this very, very better news. Another prominent man, this one is coming from the north, he don't come lay his voice on this matter of Martin Nnamdi Kanu continuous incarceration in the DSS solitary confinement or the dungeon called the custody. So make una hear wetin Shehu Sani need to talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and his incarceration. In fact, to be honest with you, my people or my followers, this man is speaking all in favor of the IPOB and also Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. So please listen to this very, very important headline. Breaking news. I have stayed so long in prison. Shehu Sani backs call for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu's release. So na so the thing take be. I beg, make it try. Kia, make sure say it is subscribe. As we the carry waka, enter to the main reason why we are here this morning. Share this message, make it go viral, and let each and every one of us out there knows exactly what is happening in the Fulani government of Nigeria. Please do not touch the dial. Let us move to the street, straight into the reason why we are here this morning. Former Kaduna lawmaker Senator Shehu Sani has expressed concern on the continuous incarceration of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, in the custody of the Department of State Service, DSS. Senator Sani, who spoke on Thursday while featuring on Channel's television program, stated that he had stayed in a prison for a long time and would for no reason support the federal government's action of keeping the separatists despite court orders. According to him, if the country was law-abiding, the order of the court acquitting Kanu should have been respected and obeyed. Make una hear am, this one is Hausa man from Kaduna, a Muslim for that matter, speaking like this. Where is our prominent men? Let's forget about the governors, the senators, and the rest of them. Where is our prominent men? Semi Amadioha, where Beato is in Ugbo, have you ever spoken anything concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu for the past 2 years or getting to 2 years that this young man is in incarceration? He don't do that. Rather, he will have chance to come out and tell us that P2B is not qualified to be president unless Soludo. Tell me, Keri Ela Ale Soludo Ache Nigeria. How? Somebody who never even managed Anambra State. Look at what he's doing in Anambra State. Where is all our prominent men? Where are them? The likes of MNK, the likes of Israel Logonoba, Abinoga, and the rest of them. We have men in that Igbo land. Have they ever come out one day and speak concerning Mazi Nnamdi Kanu? Where is Rota Sokoroncha, Rota Sokorausa? All these men are prominent men that will speak and the government will listen. All of them have been in silence. But look at an Hausa man, a Muslim, speaking from Kaduna, that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is long overdue to get his freedom. Ndi Igbo, on our way done. I beg, let us continue. As a prisoner who has stayed so long in prison, there is no way a person like me will support an open breach of the Constitution and a violation of fundamental human rights of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. A court has given an order for the release of Nnamdi Kanu. If we are a law-abiding country and committed to the rule of law, we should respect the law itself. One of the problems we have in Nigeria today is the separatist agitation in the southeast part of Nigeria. If you go to the background of all these separatists, you will see that there was a time in their history when they believed in the indivisibility of the country. Something must have happened along the way, he said. And I hear him. So this one are just a tip of the iceberg to see that a lot of people out there speaks in favor of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, while his own people are the one that turn their back on him simply because of they have already sold themselves to become the prisoner. Yes, to their paymaster. They are indirectly in prison for their paymaster because they are committed in one way or the other. Any day they will open their mouth and talk about Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, believe it or leave it, my dear, EFCC or DSS will come for them to probe them on their past dealings or their past shady life where they have siphoned the public funds, whereby all those their paymasters, they siphon more than them, but no one dare to prove them or probe them. Sorry to say. Ojus Okalo took away my convoy on the day of my inauguration as deputy governor, gave it to his wife, Senator Enyinaya Abaribe laments. That is what we see in the Igbo land. So his wife is more important to the state than the person who will work with him. Ndebai, ndewenu. The senator representing Abia South Senatorial District, Enyinaya Abaribe, has narrated how his convoy was taken away from him on the day he was inaugurated as the deputy governor of Abia State back in 1999. According to the lawmaker, his convoy was given to his wife or to the wife of Ojus Okalo, who was inaugurated as the Abia State governor on the same day at the same venue. Speaking during an interview with journalists in Omaya, the Abia State capital, Abaribe said he and his wife have to scramble into a relative vehicle to take them away from the inauguration venue to the event center for lunch. He added that upon resumption to office on Monday, he confronted Carlo about the development. I was sitting at the podium in Omaya Stadium. There was a flashback. I remembered exactly what happened to me as a deputy governor in 1999. I went to shake the now deputy governor, Emetu, and I looked at him and I just laughed. You know why? On the day I was sworn in, I took the oath first. The governor Carlo took the oath after everything was done, and we were to go to Ogbara Auditorium for lunch. I couldn't find my vehicle. The vehicle was given to me by the departing Colonel Ubi, a convoy, and we stood there, I and my wife, and we are looking where is the convoy. Eventually, we managed to scramble into a relative vehicle just to take us to the event center. We found out that from the field there, somebody had given instruction for the convoy to move, and that they were no longer my convoy, and it was now designated for as the convoy of a wife of the governor of the state. We're going to see this injustice. When I confronted the governor the next Monday, I said, what happened? He said, I don't know, or I didn't know. They just told me it is my wife's convoy, and I said, okay, let me move it. This is the kind of things that people see in politics. There are two ways to react. You lie back and take it, or you strongly protest and then you attach a troublemaker. Abaribe narrated. You are an elder statesman. You do well. Make I hear this, hear it very well, because when I talked about this thing some months back, it seems like I'm telling my brothers and sisters that they should stop living in Lagos State. But let me tell you, people, the gospel and authentic truth. If you are an Igbo man living in Lagos State and you have properties in Lagos State, which even myself, I fall a victim of that. But I'm only praying for God to save me so that I can make away with that property I have in Lagos State and go back home to invest, because it is no more working. If you people could call back, there was a time a voice came out, either it is a recorded, doctored, or whatever, that if Shetima and Tulumbu won this election, that they will give all the whole lands that the Igbos have occupied. Not they occupy it illegally, the Igbos have bought, that they will give it back to the indigenes. And that voice, nobody said anything about it. Even the media, the radio houses, the TV stations, nobody said anything. But now, let me tell you people the simple truth. All those things now is beginning to fall in place, little by little. Make nobody rejoice, so make nobody enjoy you. All this fuel hike and whatever, this one is just for generally. But in this regime, mark my word, the Igbos will suffer. I mean, they will see their annals in this regime. Most especially those ones that live in Lagos, Kaduna, Kano, all these happening places that they have occupied and feel that they have gained ground. Believe it or leave it, my dear. You will, yes, they will make you to smell even your own faces. As long as this government is concerned. I don't say it with hate. I say this thing without no atom of regret or sympathy. But we, the Igbos, I got phone when na this government. It just started to play out now. They just give you a tip of the iceberg of what is about to happen or what will happen in Lagos State. Look at it here. Obesa, who is the Speaker of the House of Assembly in Lagos State, is now they're about to enact a new law. And that new law is for the indigents to have mouth in their own properties. The property they have sold to foreigners long ago. Abeg, let's not be in a hurry. Let us expatiate and coagulate this very issue. The property they have sold willingly, use the money to dance Awantero, use the money to do Ashwebi and the rest of them, to dance Owambe. So now, the government want to put it into place, and the only people they are targeting in all these laws, let me tell you the simple truth, is the Igbos. They are not going to target the Lebanese. They will tell you all those ones are companies. They are not going to target the Indians or the Chinese. They will tell you all those ones are companies. But they will make it a way whereby if you are an individual and you acquire the property in Lagos State, you will lose it because there's a new title that is going to put in place, which will be very, very difficult for all Igbos to obtain. As if that one is not enough, the so-called Reno Moki, they have already come out and backed the Lagos Assembly. And what did he say? He said, if you are not okay with the law, then go back to your own state. In other words, a particular state or region is targeted in this new law. Let's make this record straight. The Moshiru Obesa we are talking about is never a Lagosians. They are the one that took over Lagosians, take all their land, the indigenous lands. They don't even give them right to rule in their own state. Everyone beginning from the 1999, we get what they call it, we get democracy till date. All the whole people that are ruling Lagos is foreigners in Lagos, only simply because they are Yorubas. They are foreigners. They are not indigenous of Lagos State. The main indigenous of Lagos State who try to contest on all these elections, we have been murdered. The lives of Bola Ige is a bona fide indigenous of Lagos State that's supposed to take over from the so-called the owner of Lagos. Well, I know who I'm talking about. I don't want to call names. He is the one that's supposed to take over from the owner of Lagos State that have ruled Lagos State for the past 23 years and still counting. But along the line, when he gave up and said, okay, I leave you to go first before me, before his end of 4 years tenure, he bought this young man, Bola Ige. Till today, the memory of that young man still remains fresh on our memories. What happens to Funsho Williams? All these ones are the top indigenous of this Lagos State, but they are being bought by foreigners who have come to occupy their land. Now they want to enact laws that will make other foreigners not to have property or have say in Lagos State. The person that wants to make this law, his son is also a property owner in Canada. If they do it that way, tell me how he will be a property owner in another man's country, in another continent as well. Let us proceed, my people. Please do not want to say I talk too much, because Obesa's son is homeowner in Canada. David Hundoyin knocks Lagos Speaker over new property laws. My fellow Igbos, make on a channel on IO, because very soon, I go begin to even to pack your property safe go be wahala, because in the middle of the day when you will be in your market, your house will be go down. That is exactly what they want to do now. A lot of people will lose their houses and lands in Lagos State. Mostly the Igbos. With this new law they are about to enact into system or into law. Believe it or you leave it. Nigerian investigative journalist David Hundoyin has slammed Speaker of the House of the Lagos State House of Assembly, Mudashiru Obasa, over the new property laws. Nigeria report that Obasa on Tuesday disclosed that the state would pass new laws for the protection of its indigenes. When you are not the indigenes. The government of Lagos State has taken over all the indigenous lands. Now even the indigenes of Lagos are foreigners in their own land, in the hands of the Yoruba compatriots who claims to be indigenes of Lagos why they are not. Nigerian report that Obasa on Tuesday disclosed the state would pass a new laws just to protect or favor the indigenes. Obasa, who was the latest speaker of the Lagos Assembly for the third consecutive term, said as part of its legislative agenda, there will be laws and resolutions in the areas of economy and commerce, property and titles, and reversal of all that are reversible to protect the interests of the indigenes. Obasa, who hinted at some of the controversies in the build-up to the 2023 elections, including argument that non-indigenous wanted to take over the state, declared that Lagos is a Yoruba land, not a no man's land. Reacting to this, Hundoyin in a post via Twitter on Thursday alleged that Obasa's son, who happens to be his close friend and former classmate, owns a home in Canada. Hundoyin also slammed Obasa over the new law, saying he is also not an indigene of Lagos State. He said, Obasa's son, who happens to be my good friend and a former classmate, happens to live in Canada, where he is also a home owner. Me, I will not say much on this issue. If they give birth to you people, try this nonsense first, according to David Hundoyin. Non-indigenous shouldn't live and own property in Lagos, which you are not, even indigenous too. But your family members can live and own property in another country, on another continent as well, according to David. People who open their mouths and lick jam talk before thinking it through. Wahala, Otipoju. INEC ad hoc staff, they don't testify you against the electoral umpire, reveals what transpired while transmitting presidential results on 25th of February. Two ad hoc staff of the Independent National Electoral Commission INEC on Thursday testified against the electoral umpire before the Presidential Election Petition Court sitting in Abuja. They were subpoenaed by the People's Democratic Party and presented before the 5-man panel of the court led by Justice Haruna Samani. They explained in their testimonies the beavers could not transmit the scanned result sheet despite several attempts. During the testimony of one of the staff, Eguma Friday told the court that with the bimodal voter accreditation system beavers machine, National Assembly results were scanned and uploaded to the INEC results viewing portal IRF. But for the presidential election, which was conducted simultaneously, could not transmit the scanned result sheet, despite several attempts. At my polling unit, the election went well. I signed the result form. The party agent signed as well, after which I snapped it with the beavers machine. After successfully sending the scanned result of the House of Representatives and the Senate, the presidential could not be sent. I now took the result signed by me and the party agents to the collation center, Eguma replied. His testimony was taken despite stiff objections from the lawyers representing INEC, Bola Tinubu, and the All Progressive Congress. But the court heard it would rule on their objections later, while directing the PDP counsel Chris San Uche to present his witness for the day. The second sworn witness presented by the PDP was Grace Timothy, an ad hoc staff in Plateau State. She adopted her statement on oath. Upon cross-examination, she said the beavers machine did not transmit the presidential poll, but successfully transmitted that of a national and the senatorial results. After taking their testimonies, the court subsequently adjourned the case. We keep on adjourning this case until Jesus comes. Buhari spent more than cost of Dangote refinery on non-functional ones, Governor Sule laments. The governor of Nasarawa State, Abdullahi Sule, noted that the government under the former president Muhammadu Buhari spent more than $19 billion used to build the Dangote refinery, Africa's largest petrochemical refinery, on maintaining Nigeria's refineries. Despite contracts awarded for repairs on refineries in Kaduna, Port Harcourt, and Warri, none is operational today. During an appearance on Channel Television's Sunrise Daily, Governor Sule indicated that the Dangote refinery will transform the sector. He pointed out that the state difference in investment results, saying Look at how much the Buhari administration spent on fixing refineries. He spent more than $19 billion than that of a Dangote spent in building a refinery. For him, just to repair, but for Dangote, he built. The governor also commented on the escalating crisis over subsidy payments, attributing the increase in subsidy costs to the non-operational status of Nigerian refineries. He lamented the government's handling of the issue, saying, "From the government side, I think we didn't do a good job. Maintaining refineries are proving complex due to the numerous components involved," according to Governor Sule. He explained how allocated funding often fails to cover all necessary repairs, leading to continued dysfunction. He illustrated by saying, "The moment the government says we are going to spend $2 billion this year on the refinery, it goes to fix maybe only one component out of the 4 components that are all bad." You see, one component with $2 billion. And then by itself. According to the law, while I know the finish you, according to Rosie Bible, he said, "Do not divide Lagos residents along ethnic lines." Rose Bible fires Lagos Assembly Speaker Obasa. The Labour Party governorship candidate in Lagos State for the 2023 election, Badebo Rose Bible, has slammed the Speaker of the House of Assembly, Modesuri Obasa, for allegedly saying the Assembly will make laws to protect the property rights of indigents. Nigeria News report that Obasa had in his acceptance speech after his re-election as the Speaker of the House of Assembly declared Lagos State is a Yoruba land, saying lawmakers will go to any length to protect the state indigents, even if it means reversing existing laws. But reacting to the statement on his Twitter handle on Thursday, Rose Bible warned the Speaker against laws that will divide Lagos residents along ethnic lines. According to the former gubernatorial candidate, any enacted law that seeks to reverse property rights in favor of the indigenous people of Lagos State at the expense of other residents is divisive and not in the economic interest of Lagos State. He described such a move as an attempt to undermine the fundamental rights of residents as enshrined in the country's constitution, adding that well-meaning Lagosians should resist the divisive bill. Rose Bible stated that the law would discourage the participation of local and international investors in Lagos economy. He said, by considering this regressive bill, the Speaker disregards the spirit of the Nigerian Constitution and perpetuates a discriminatory system that divides our society along ethnic lines. The proposed bill undermines the principle of private ownership and could severely affect investment, economic growth, and overall prosperity in Lagos State. By considering such legislation, the Speaker is sending a damaging message to local and international investors, discouraging their participation and confidence in the state economy as well. Rose Bible asked the Assembly to advocate laws that will stand, protect heritage, historical sites, and traditional institutions from political vandalism. So, my wonderful people, now here we will take back break. Until I come your way again, I still remain your one and only Okute Daily Talk, speaking from the platform of Okute News. Have a nice day. May the Lord bless us all, the Father, the Son, and of the Holy Spirit. I'll be right back with another blockbuster. Bye for now. Que Messiah.